What'd you say, Miss Tucker?
Yes, I guess so.
Yes, indeed. My mother, rest her soul, always said that I'd have a hard time fighting off suitors.
Cecil, hadn't we better be going? Uncle Thomas wants me home.
The streets aren't safe anymore for us girls, are they, Sally?
No, that's right, Miss Tucker.
Would you believe it, Sally, my child, that it's not safe for me to go to town alone?
Oh, is that so, Miss Tucker?
It is, too. Why, I have the worst time. Men are always following me. I don't know what it is about me that attracts them.
Maybe it's your cactus plant corsage.
What did you say, Cecil?
I said that's too bad. Why don't you call a cop sometime?
Goodness, if anyone ever followed me, I'd run.
And would you believe it? They even send me letters.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, but you're wrong. They really do. Huh. Do you know what happened just last week? Would you like to know?
Oh, yes. Did something happen?
Yeah, we'd like to know. Did your goldfish get sick?
Well, Cecil, you know the man that collects for the gas company in this neighborhood.
We have a very nice one in our neighborhood, too.
Well, no, Miss Tucker, I don't think I remember him. Why?
Yes, that's the one. Kind of gray on the side. Well, do you know what he did the other day?
He read the gas meter.
What did he do, Miss Tucker?
When he came around this month, he smiled right at me. And I hadn't encouraged him one bit, but he looked right into my face and smiled, dear, dear.
Oh, Miss Tucker, isn't that just awful? What did you do?
He did. And you know what? Heaven help me, but I smiled right back at him.
Oh, you devil, Miss Tucker.
Cecil, don't. Well, that was quite exciting. Do you often have exciting things happen to you?
Oh, do you really have to run off? Now, that's too bad.
No. I said, do you have many exciting things happen to you? Because you're still so beautiful.
Gosh, Sally, that was a fast one.
Oh, yes, indeed. You know, when I was a girl, well, one of my many affairs was with a boy. Oh, and what a handsome lad.
Oh, tell us about it, Miss Tucker. We don't have to go.
And do you know? Listen, I heard from him today. A letter. Yes, sir. 2 notes in 1 letter. Would you believe it?
Oh.
Oh.
Were you very glad to hear from him?
Well, I haven't been so happy. Well, since before Brother Elmer died.
Oh, well, that's nice. Yes, isn't it, Cecil?
Yeah, that's great. I hope he decides to see you someday.
What was that, Cecil?
I said I hope you see him soon.
Oh, I don't know. I've changed, but it makes me happy to know that he hasn't forgotten me. You see, he was younger than I.
Yes, I guess so.
Oh, do you have to go? Well, that's too bad. I'm right glad to have met you, Sally.
Well, I am, too. Goodbye.
Tell your aunt I'll bring her over a glass of jelly, Cecil, tomorrow.
All right, I will. Come on, Sally. Go on out. Well, goodbye.
I think you have a right sweet girl, Cecil, you young devil.
Thanks. I mean, no. Well,
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Yes, sir. My dear, you're right pretty in the face.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. Good night. Well, I followed the Moth Nero, into the house, and I saw him go upstairs. And he went into Aunt Bess's room and got one of her bedroom slippers, and he took it, and he was going to leave it someplace.
There it goes, Cecil. There it goes. Get it. Slap it. Watch out, Cecil. Oh, I nearly got it that time. Watch where it goes. Oh, goodness, where did it go, Cecil? Is it under the table? Where is it? Oh, goodness, I missed it again. Now, where does it hide? I just about had it. Oh, well, goodness, I'm all out of breath. Phew.
Are you sure you had enough exercise?
Cecil, when you see it, why don't you try to help me kill it? It's just sore to get upstairs and pick out my nice new sweater.
Well, you can't get it running around the room clapping your hands. You're not that quick.
Well, I got one once before that way.
Well, it must have been a poor old moth that was about ready to die of old age.
Well, I'm going to get that moth yet.
Why don't you get a swatter and swing at it?
We haven't got a swatter.
Well, get a newspaper.
Oh, that's a good idea. There's one behind you, Cecil. You think of everything. You ought to be an inventor.
Yeah, I know how to. All right, here you are. Now fold it up and use it to swat the moth with.
Wait a minute. I want to take out the funny section. It's tonight's paper, and I haven't seen it yet. There, now. Now, Mr. Moth.
He won't fly around now. He probably went out the window.
I don't see him. I wonder if he is gone. Well, tell me the rest, Cecil. What happened?
Oh, what's the use? You've got your mind on the big bug hunt. Go ahead and finish that.
Why, Cecil, I'm just as interested in what you were telling me. I want to know what Nero did and what you did. Tell me.
Well, it's not much, but I just thought you might like to hear about it.
Wait, Cecil. Wait. Wait. Is that a moth on the lamp there?
No, it's a part of the fringe blowing in the breeze.
Oh, my goodness. I was just about to jump up and hit the lamp with this folded newspaper.
Well, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the moth hunt, I saw Nero come out of Aunt Bess's room carrying her slipper in his mouth.
He was doing what, Cecil?
He came out of Aunt Bess's room with her slipper in his mouth.
But, Cecil, I thought you told me your aunt wouldn't let you bring him upstairs.
I did. I also just told you, in case you happened to be listening, that he had sneaked up there. He'd been doing it for some time.
Oh, but how did he get in the house, Cecil?
Hey, did you hear anything that I said?
Yes. You said that Nero was eating your aunt's bedroom slipper when you happened to see him.
I did not. I didn't happen to either. I told you he opened the kitchen door himself, and I followed him upstairs. See?
Oh, yes. Well, that makes it plainer now. Well, what happened?
Well, he had been doing that. He'd go upstairs and take shoes and drag them all around, and we wouldn't know who had done it, you see, and I just happened to catch him, and
There it is, Cecil, there it is. Watch him, Cecil. He's coming your way. Get him, Cecil. I'll get him. Watch out. Watch out. Oh.
Oh, my nose.
Oh. Oh, Cecil, I'm sorry I hit you, didn't I?
Do I look like a moth?
Oh, I'm sorry I hit you in the face. I missed the moth, didn't I? Well, he'll come back. Go on, Cecil. What were you saying?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
Well, Cecil, I don't see why you should get mad. My goodness, I was listening to you with both ears. I was very interested. I don't see why you shouldn't go on. I want to hear all about it.
Well, I've read a lot of stories, and I've never heard of anyone falling in love with a wonderful nature.
Why, Cecil, you're just a baby when it comes to things like this. Don't you know that a person can love someone just for their wisdom alone?
I think I'll find me a nice owl and fall in love with it.
And it's Uncle Thomas's duty to find his mate. It's not too late.
Are you making up poetry?
Well, then you'll both come over to dinner tomorrow night.
Well, I'll see Aunt Bess when I get home.
Oh, Cecil, I won't be able to sleep tonight. I bought Uncle Thomas a new tie.
I'll get Aunt Bess to bring her wonderful nature and her beautiful soul.
Now, Cecil, don't get sarcastic.
Does your uncle know about this yet?
No, I haven't said a word, but he'll be home tomorrow night. He said he would.
Have you got your arrow points all sharpened, Miss Cupid?
Well, that's all right. I'm going to make this work out right now.
You're going to make a mess of it.
I am not. I'm going to open the doors to romance.
I'll bet you get your fingers caught.
You don't think I know how to manage this, do you?
I didn't say so.
Well, Mr. Cecil, I'll just bet you a nickel that before this week is over, Uncle Thomas will be calling to take your aunt to the movies.
I thought you didn't bet.
Well, a nickel isn't much, and I know I won't lose.
Well, if you could make it a dime, I might be interested.
And Cecil, tomorrow night when dinner's over, will you take me to a movie?
Well, of all the nerve. Asking to go to a show.
Well, I didn't mean to ask, but you see, I want to leave Uncle Thomas and your Aunt Elizabeth alone. You know.
Oh, rat.
Cecil, when my uncle looks at your aunt, he will see her with the eyes of love. That's the way it is.
Yeah. And I guess he'll think that she's a knockout, huh?
Of course they are, well, a little older than they used to be.
Yeah, just 25 years or so.
And they have changed a little, but, you know, love is blind.
It's got sleeping sickness, too, in this case.
Why, Cecil, if they met in the dark, they would know.
Oh, they would if they bumped into each other.
There's a sort of you know, vibration like
Electric vibrator.
Yes. No. It's, oh, Cecil, you'll just have to wait and see. I know.
All right. You're sure going to be disappointed, though. You're sure that this is going to click, and I know it won't. Oh, Bess isn't crazy.
I guess you think that a beautiful love is crazy.
Would you like to know what I think?
No, I don't want to hear. Thank you.
Well, I still think it.
Oh, I don't care. You bring your aunt over here tomorrow night, will you?
Oh, all right, I will. She won't want to come over, but she will.
Well, Cecil, of course you'll want to come over.
Oh, she will, all right, but she's had a bad toothache all day.
Oh, you say she had a toothache, Cecil?
Yeah, a front tooth, but she went to the dentist.
Oh, is it very bad?
Oh, not now. The dentist pulled it out. We'll be here by 8 o'clock, is that right?
Well, if she has a front tooth out, why, well, she'll look, well, we want her to look her best.
What for? Your uncle will only see her beautiful soul. Love is blind, you said.
Why, Cecil, I didn't say that. We'll make it next week. Yes, and I hope Uncle Thomas doesn't get a cold in the meantime. We'll have them used yet.
And I know better. That's why I bought this watch. It won't break. The clerk showed me. You can drop it, put it in water, and it won't hurt it.
Oh, honest, Cecil?
Sure. Here, give me. I'll drop it on the floor to show you. See?
Oh, my goodness. Isn't that wonderful? Do it again.
All right. Here, see? It's unbreakable glass.
You mean you couldn't break it if you tried?
Well, maybe it would break if a cannon hit it, but no one's going to shoot at me with a cannonball.
I'll bet it wouldn't do the insides any good.
The salesman told me that you absolutely could not break it.
Did he say that he would give you another one if you did break it?
Oh, no. Oh, why should he say that? You can't break 'em. Don't you know what unbreakable means?
Yes. A watch that only a cannonball can bust.
Well,
Is that right?
hardly. It's a darn good watch, though. See how it shines?
Oh, Cecil, don't blow your breath on us. You're liable to stop it.
What do you think I've been eating? Onions? See it shine now? It'd make a good-looking glass.
Cecil, you're sure it's very strong?
Didn't I tell you 100 times that the man said you couldn't break it?
Well, could you stand on it?
Oh. What for?
To see if it will hold your weight?
No, I don't want to do that.
It won't hurt it.
Oh, it might break it.
But you said that the salesman said that the guarantee said that it
Oh,
would...
all right. You still don't believe me, do you? All right, then. All right. Watch me, then.
Now step on it, Cecil.
All right. There. See?
Step on it with both feet.
Golly, you sure have to be shown, don't you? All right, then. All right, look. See? I told you.
Oh, goodness, Cecil. Oh, that's just wonderful. I think it really is.
Oh, that's some watch. Oh, I'm sure proud of it.
Oh, I must tell Uncle Thomas about it. He'll want one, too.
Oh, he can get one cheap. They don't cost so much.
Let me see it, Cecil.
All right, here. Don't wind it up now. I wound it up already.
Oh, it's pretty. Kind of heavy, though.
Don't try and get the back off, Sally. Don't.
Oh, it's awfully nice. Here, take it.
Oh, Sally.
Oh, Cecil, I didn't mean to drop it, honest, I didn't.
Now, look what you did. Just look.
Oh, goodness, Cecil, it broke into 100 pieces. Here, let me help you pick it up.
Oh, get away. You've done enough. Don't step on the spring. Get your foot over. Go on, get away.
Cecil, the unbreakable watch seems to have broken. Goodness, you could have knocked me over with a feather.
I'd rather use a club. It's not even paid for. That's the sorry part about it. Maybe I can put it back together. That is, if I can pick up all the parts. Well, aren't you going to help me? Don't stand there just yapping at me. Hey, Sally, I want to ask you something.
Who, me, Cecil?
No, your Aunt Hattie.
What is that?
It's about your uncle.
Oh, Cecil, how is your aunt's tooth?
Let me ask my question first.
Well, I just wondered. Do you think the swelling will go down so I can have her over to dinner next week?
Sure, it's bound to be down.
Oh, that's nice. Then we can make it next week.
Listen, I want to know something.
Cecil, is he still going to the dentist?
Yeah, he pulled her front tooth out. He said it had to be done.
Oh. Cecil, did you say it was a front tooth?
Yeah, but you can make it any time next week.
Well, Cecil, is the dentist going to put another front tooth in?
Sure, but it'll be a couple of weeks. Hey, I want to know something.
Well, Cecil, you mean all next week she'll just have a vacant front tooth?
Yeah, it won't be much bother.
Cecil, I think we'll make it week after next for dinner.
All right, but listen. I want to get something straight.
Is it about the romance beautiful?
The what?
Well, that's the way I talk about Uncle Thomas and your Aunt Elizabeth.
Well, it's about your uncle.
What is it, Cecil?
Well, I just wanted to know how you stood on a few little matters. That's all.
Well, you know, Cecil, and I know that they were made for each other.
Yeah, I know. But they're 25 or so years behind schedule.
And I know that Uncle Thomas, deep in his heart, still holds the beautiful picture of your aunt's memory.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
Well, I just want to hear you say a few things.
What are you looking at me so funny for, Cecil? Have I done something?
No, I have. You remember when we nearly came to blows last week?
Was it last week? I thought it was the other day.
You got sore because I said I didn't think your uncle was anything to put a flag out for.
That's all right. I forgave you. You were peeved.
Well, I've been thinking. You remember all those pictures of the gay 90 girls that we found in your uncle's Bible?
Well, that doesn't prove anything. You have pictures of movie stars in your room. You told me so.
Well, that's different.
There's no harm in keeping pictures.
Well, you got peeved when we found those pictures, and I said that I'd bet that your uncle was an old bum when he was young.
My uncle was a nice young man. He told me so.
All right. And yet you think that he used to be in love with my aunt. You thought all this up.
Well, yes. I feel things and just sort of know, and I have dreams that warn me. I know that your aunt is Uncle Thomas's long-lost love.
All right. And I say she isn't.
Cecil, you know he wouldn't have given her a picture of him if he wasn't serious.
I'll just bet that Mr. Smith was a sheik. I'll bet he flirted with everybody and gave away pictures.
He was not. He was a very serious young man.
How do you know?
He told me so.
Well, I asked Aunt Bess about the boy that she kind of liked when she was a girl. I asked her about him last night.
Oh, Cecil, why did you? You promised me you wouldn't say anything, that we'd have them meet and make it a surprise.
Well, I just wanted to know. And you know what she said?
She told you of her deep love and of waiting all these years for him to return and search for her.
She said that he was very nice, but that he was too fickle. She couldn't trust him.
Oh, Cecil, she was thinking of someone else.
She said he was very nice, but that she would never have married him.
Did she say why?
Yes. Would you like to know why?
Well, yes, I think I ought to.
Remember, you're the one that insists that your uncle is the same one.
Well, Cecil, how could it be anyone else? We both saw the pictures.
Well, I guess you're right about that, but Aunt Bess said that she would never have married him.
Did he ask her?
Well, no, he didn't.
Well, how could she have married him then?
Well, hey, let me tell you why. She said that he was crazy about every girl that he met, and she couldn't trust him.
Oh, Cecil, that wasn't my uncle. Uncle Thomas wasn't like that. He is a one-woman man. He said so. That's why he never got married.
Oh, yes? Well, I got all the dope. Aunt Bess just rambled on. She said that he started out to be a bricklayer when he was young, and he decided there wasn't any future, and he went away in a lot of junk.
Well, Uncle Thomas always was smart.
And here, you've been telling me what a model your uncle was when he was young. Telling me I ought to be more like he was.
Cecil, you're wrong. Uncle Thomas never looked at but one girl when he was young. Now, I know.
Well, I believe my aunt.
Well, I believe my uncle. I asked my uncle some things last night.
Oh, you did? And you told me not to say anything. And here you go and ask questions.
Well, as long as you broke your word, I have a right to break mine.
What'd you ask him?
I asked him if he was a very serious young man when he was young.
I guess he told you that he stayed home and studied each night.
Yes, he did. He told me how hard he worked, and he said he didn't have time to play or go out with girls.
Something went wrong then. Why isn't he president?
And I asked him if he... if he were in love when he was a boy.
And I guess he told you he didn't know any girls.
Yes, he did. He said that he never went out, and by the time he was able to, he was too busy.
That's a good one. I'll bet your uncle can think fast.
Cecil, you're all wrong. My uncle, when he was a young man, was an example to all the young men he knew.
Well, there are two ways to take that.
I asked him if there wasn't just one girl that he liked and was true to all these years, someone who had promised to wait for him.
Did he know the answer to that one?
He said yes, that there was someone, and only one, and that he was not the kind of young man that flirted and went with lots of different girls.
Well, that's his story. I still believe my aunt.
What's the matter, Cecil? You look like you know something.
Huh. Well, I hope I don't look like I didn't know anything.
Well, you're sort of smiling to yourself. You don't believe me, that's it.
I'm not saying anything.
My Uncle Thomas is a one-man woman. I mean a one-woman man. The kind that you read about. If he couldn't have the only one, he'd wait all his life for her.
Well, it's a cinch he waited plenty long for someone.
And that only one is your Aunt Elizabeth. And it's just fate that she's your aunt. Just fate.
Well, all right. Oh, golly. I wonder what time it is. Time for lunch?
Cecil, what are you looking so wise for? What is it?
I can't help it if I look wise. It's a gift.
I think you know something that you're not going to tell.
Oh, nothing. Never mind, little girl. Cut out your paper dolls.
Oh, what is it? I can tell. You have that bored look.
Nothing. Tut, nothing at all. So your uncle had a punk time. He studied and worked hard and was afraid of girls.
He was, I know it. He was the most perfect young man I ever heard of.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. This is a pretty big town, isn't it?
What's that got to do with my Uncle Thomas?
And once, I heard you say, it's a pretty small world.
I know it.
And you remember when I was telling you about my neighborhood, I told you that half the old clucks were old maids?
Well, what of it, Cecil?
And you heard old lady Tucker tell us about her youthful sweetheart, how he was a young bricklayer?
Well, it wasn't Uncle Thomas.
It was. And not only that, I talked to old Miss Martin and Miss Belcher, and each confessed that when they were young, that a young bricklayer named Tommy Smith was always proposing to them, and, well, that's the story. 4 in one neighborhood. Now, what do you say to that, Sally Smith? What do you say?